Greetings, Loco Arctic Wolf 2181. You wanted a part 2? Well, this video is for you. But I warn you, it's going to be more like a DLC because there's not that much more to talk about, just as the Jester has mentioned down below. But obviously, I have a little more explaining to do because people like Estarosa 1847 and Ye Clapped 6974 seem to think I'm being a bit too optimistic with my assumption that the humans would be able to defeat the Covenant even if they acquire foreigner tech. I hope to change some minds about that in What If Noble Team Had Survived Reach Part 2. The very first thing we're going to talk about is how powerful the humans became and what upgrades they received specifically. The first and easiest upgrade to make is to the Spartans themselves. They are all given the Class 12 armor that Guilty Spark wouldn't shut up about in the library in the original timeline of Halo 1. The following upgrades are made to the ship itself. Now, Cortana is able to imagine some extreme upgrades for the ship. Bear in mind that Cortana herself is a neurological clone of Catherine Halsey, so Cortana contains all of Dr. Halsey's creative genius. Combine that with the infinite resources of Guilty Spark and the engineers, and you have a powerful scientific combination that is able to do things like installing shields on the Pillar of Autumn, and these are going to be shields that are about as strong as anything you could imagine. Think the shield that was on Guilty Spark that required you to shoot him 3 times with the Spartan laser just to kill him, or the shields on those Sentinel Majors, which were very hard to kill in Halo 2. Those are the kinds of shields that the Pillar of Autumn has, so Covenant ships are going to struggle just using those photon torpedoes that they've been using. The second upgrade is that a teleportation grid gets installed in Pillar of Autumn itself. This allows troops to teleport between different parts of the ship and teleport on and off of the ship as long as the destination they are teleporting to is close enough to the ship. They can teleport back and forth, kind of like how the transporter works in the Star Trek universe. That's the kind of technology they acquire. Now, this is pivotal in the battle against the Covenant because this allows them to use Spartan teams to do decapitation strikes. Imagine this. The Pillar of Autumn is fighting against an opposing Covenant ship. It does not matter how big that ship is. It's got a bridge and it's got an engineering room. So instead of having to meticulously fight everyone on that ship or get into a long dogfight with the opposing ship, all they have to do is have a squad of Spartans go into the teleporter, teleport them onto the bridge of the opposing ship, kill the captain, kill the pilots, have them go into the engineering room, kill the engineers, throw some grenades at the fusion reactor, and boom, the whole ship goes down in flames and the whole fight is over in 10 to 15 minutes. And they can do this after ship after ship after ship until there are no ships left in the opposing Covenant fleet. But in case that's not enough, they have one final trick up their sleeve, one final upgrade that was made to the Pillar of Autumn. You will notice that the Pillar of Autumn has a shiny new gun on the front of it. Well, that gun is a miniaturized version of Halo's firing array. So it is a sanitizing beam of electromagnetic energy that is able to disrupt all organic life on whatever ship it fires at. So imagine an EMP that is so powerful that it literally just melts DNA and leaves all the infrastructure intact. That's basically what this gun does. So they took the phased pulse generators that you saw on the level 2 betrayals in Halo 1 in the original timeline, they miniaturized them, and they used some of the energy from the fusion reactor to power it, and now you basically have what we can call a mini Halo gun that they use to sanitize ships. So they don't even have to get close to the ships. All they have to do is to come out of slip space, close enough to the ships to see them, and fire multiple sanitizing pulses at them, and literally all the organic life on the ship just dies. And that is what they do across multiple ships, and it allows them to dominate the second fleet of homogeneous clarity. They actually, upon returning to Reach and regaining Reach, High Charity drops in to find out what the hell has happened to everybody, and that is when they teleport onto High Charity, and right when Thel Vadame is being put on trial for failing to secure the ring, a sniper shot enters into Thel Vadame's back, bursts out of his chest, and fly straight at the Prophet of Truth, hitting him dead in the skull, liquefying his entire face. And it was Kelly 087 and Linda 058 in upgraded armor who came in and shot Velvedam, shot all of the prophets, and did a decapitation strike on the Covenant's entire leadership. Then other Spartan crews basically go around the entire High Charity and kill high-value targets to try to basically make High Charity not a threat anymore. They find the key ship that was left in High Charity, and they basically steal it, and it responds to them because they are reclaimers, because they're the descendants of the Forerunners, and they're able to take it, fly it back to Earth, and add it to their fleet, along with its basically indestructible hull and all of the benefits that come with owning it. Then the UNSC decides to use the Pillar of Autumn and fire a sanitizing beam inside of High Charity to sanitize the entire construct, just in case there are any high-value targets that they missed. They sanitize all of High Charity, and there is nothing left in the Covenant headquarters but humans and some machines. But that's not enough. Now the UNSC goes on the offensive and wants to make sure that the Covenant could never reform and never be a threat again. So they sanitize the Prophet's homeworld. There are no more prophets left. They sanitize Sang Helios. There are no more elites left. And the only thing that stops Doisak from being sanitized as well is the fact that Atriox and the Banished take over Doisak in the absence of the leadership from the prophets, and Atriox basically forms a truce with the humans. Now the brutes are able to save their own skins in this because the brutes basically have an excuse. They can tell Admiral Hood, hey, we were not trying to kill you on purpose. The elites were using us as slave labor and forcing us to do it. We would have killed them sooner or later if you hadn't done it for us. Thank you. That allows the humans to declare a truce with the brutes, and they can actually start to work together. So the humans and the brutes repopulate High Charity and form basically a joint alliance, kind of like how you have in Star Trek. You might have an alliance between the humans and the Ferengi or something of that nature. You have basically a multi-species alliance, kind of like Starfleet, forming between the humans and the brutes. And this allows the humans to take the grunts and basically put them to work in sweatshops, building human ships for cheap hourly wages under human and brute supervision. And that is the final outcome of what would happen if Noble Six and the rest of his team had survived in Halo Reach. Let me know what you think in the comments below.